or running against time to close it, right? So which is perishable in nature. So how to get the maximum out of this present inventory is the context which dynamic pricing sets to address so that the revenue is maximized. And one typical example would be the airline industry, and there are different other industries also which are adopting dynamic pricing. So the other industry would be the hotel industry, and as recent as the fast fashion industry. Many of you must have experience with Zara. So Zara uses, it's a Spanish brand. This Spanish brand uses a lot of dynamic pricing models for their clearance sales. So dynamic pricing is a very popular technique across different industries, but we have to use it in a way that it brings confidence to the customer, and also it also sets the ground that the value that the customer is deriving out of it is also good. If there is a disconnect, or if the customer feels that this is not transparent, for example, the platform is taking advantage of that particular customer, then it will fail because you are offering for the same customer different prices at different points of time. So if that particular concept is not clear, or the platform that we provide to the customer is not exactly transparent, many of your customers might be turned away also. I will give an example of Uber. So Uber is famous for using its surge pricing models whenever there is a capacity constraint and the demand surges. So New Year, for example, New Year evening, New Year Eve, they offer a surge pricing. But many customers felt that Uber is taking advantage of the situation that they are in. They also had a surge price when the London terrorist attack occurred or the Sydney siege occurred. So many customers of Uber felt that Uber is taking advantage of the plight or the difficult situation the customer is in, and they are trying to maximize the revenue. So this, unless this platform is not very transparent in terms of the price setting, it can backfire also. I will give one other example. In FMCG, Coca-Cola, for example, Coca-Cola had earlier in the 2000s, Coca-Cola had installed a vending machine in Brazil. So what this vending machine does is, depending on, there's a thermostat also attached to the vending machine, and depending on the temperature of the day, it offers a different price for the same can of Coca-Cola. Now, this was a very, intuitively this makes a lot of business sense, because when the temperature is high and we will have a surging demand, and even if you offer a higher price, people will be picking it. But this backfired very badly in the face of Coca-Cola. What happened is people started complaining that Coca-Cola is taking advantage of the situation in which the customers are, and ultimately a lot of media attention also turned against Coca-Cola, and their stock crashed almost to half their price. And so this is one of the biggest tragedies or failures in Coca-Cola history altogether. So dynamic pricing is a very, very important tool, but along with the concepts behind it, is equally important to market it properly. It is to take customer into confidence. For example, you or me don't feel that an airline is offering you a different price compared to the guy who is sitting next to you in the same flight, because we have adopted it, we have come to terms with how the calculation is made, and across the industry that has become a practice also. So that adoption, or to communicate this to the customers through a proper marketing channel as well as the communication, is also equally important to ensure the success of this dynamic pricing. And next is that next important characteristic that you should keep in mind while offering a dynamic pricing environment or a platform to the customers is to offer a differentiated product. So unless I see no difference between two products which are altogether similar in nature, but they are offered in different price points, then I do feel that the company is trying to do or fool around with me, or trying to take advantage of the situation. So offering differentiated product. The underlying inventory might be same, but a differentiated product in terms of the value is equally important for the success of dynamic pricing environment. For example, most of you must be using an e-commerce platform where they say that okay, if you want to get it tomorrow, next day delivery, you may have to pay 50 rupees extra. Or if you wait for 4 days, then the shipping cost is free. So the customer knows clearly that. So in both cases, what they do is essentially the same. They are putting the package inside a truck and getting it delivered at your doorstep. But the value that is in offer is different. The value here is the time advantage that the customer gets. Next day morning itself, the customer is getting the product. The free product he might get, not free product, the product he gets for free probably after a week or 4 days. So that differentiation is very clear in the mind of the customer, and people have started adopting that. But if the price differentiation is not clear, then it can really backfire on the company altogether. So these are some of the characteristics, and these are some of the things that the company should keep in mind while having a dynamic pricing environment in its operations. So I'm ready to take any questions if you have. I'm happy to answer any questions. If there are no questions, then I will just wrap it up by saying that okay, so what is the future hold for dynamic pricing and what the industry that we are in, that is the logistics industry. So dynamic pricing is certainly the way to go because most of the companies these days are strained because of the capital expenditures. Right, there was a time when the companies used to add more and more fleet and they used to advertise. For example, Emirates keep on adding A380s. They used to keep adding the Boeing 747s, etc. But now there's a huge pressure in terms of capital expenditure, which even the most famous airlines or the most famous truck companies or the logistics companies. So now what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the maximum value out of the existing fleet. So the age of expanding the network by adding more and more fleet is coming towards an end. Rather, more and more companies are trying to achieve best value out of the existing fleet. Now, I got a question: will the customer agree with dynamic price when they're already doing business with an agency? Yeah, this is a very tricky thing. So, for example, in a truck business or a logistics business that we are in, this is a very conducive environment for dynamic pricing because there is a fixed capacity for that particular line. If you have a truck which is running from Mumbai to Calcutta, the capacity is already fixed, and you have a certain time before the truck is about to leave for Calcutta. And second is this demand also varies according to the day of the week or week of the month, etc. And you may have a different cost to serve each customer. Now, in the existing framework of doing business, what we generally do is, yes, we offer a standard price, which is based on a pre-agreed contract or a pre-negotiated contract, which is very hard to change. But what the suggestion here is, there are more and more companies are coming forward by having a open agreement in terms of having a future contract that is depending. So what the companies or the customers get benefited out here is they will be sure that they'll be having a fixed slot available for them. They are sure that their material is going to reach the destination within a certain period of time, and the value that they get in turn can be charged back to them as a price. So if there is a pre-negotiated contract, it is very difficult. But it can be incorporated in the future decisions. But more and more companies these days are open to such kind of decisions as well, rather than going for a fixed contract. And even from a supplier perspective, or even from a third-party logistics company perspective, the sort of dynamic price environment which many companies are talking about is only based on having a base price and then there's a fuel surcharge on top of it. Now, this is not exactly dynamic price in the true sense of that word. All you're doing is, depending on the fluctuations in the fuel price, you adjust that to the invoice of the customer on a maybe on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. But probably in the coming days, so because for example in shipping industry, the companies have already started doing it. Maersk, CMA, CGM, or Hapag-Lloyd. Most of these companies offer an online platform where you can bid for that particular space in the particular vessel which is going from Mumbai to Dubai on 3rd of July. So that platform is already there. You can bid for that particular space in that vessel, and then you can book your consignment. So it is the environment is not fully set and it is not exactly in place, but this is the future to go. Like I told you before, the days of customers or the logistics companies adding the fleet are coming to an end, where more and more companies are trying to take advantage of the existing capacity which they have built over the years and get the maximum value out of it. And it's only a matter of time. The customers also understand and appreciate, and they will also, get on board with respect to the dynamic pricing environment. I hope I answered the question. If there is no other question, now we will wrap up. Yes, thanks everyone for the wonderful discussion that we have had, and it's a pleasure to have to meet you all on this platform, and happy to come back again.